Hello and welcome. Today we've got Melissa Redpill, and today we are going to be discussing the New York underground tunnels that have recently been found, and people have been arrested, and there's a lot of hiding around, and we're about to unravel exactly what is going on. And also, we're going to be discussing Epstein and all the news with that. Now, just before we begin, you can subscribe to my Instagram channel at nicholas.veniamin for all my daily news reels. Melissa, thank you so much for joining me. How are you and what have you been up to?
Oh, well, I've been gone. I'm so glad to see you. I've missed you. And it's really great to be back with everyone. We were gone. We went all the way on this huge trip around Christmas time. So I missed you guys for 2 times consecutively. But here we're back. We're back in the saddle. And boy, is 2024 is going hitting off with a bang, really. So let's share the screen and I will get started showing you what I have to share with you today. So let me do this. Bam, bam. That's not that's not the screen I was trying to bring. That's my crazy screen. All right, so this is this really cool thing that happened on New Year's Eve. This is on the debt clock, which I'm sure you guys are all very familiar with. And Mandy Anon showed this to me, and it's the sign of the Son of Man I always talk about. And it was put on the debt clock on New Year's Eve. Basically, I think what this is saying, because I remember literally 7 years ago, I was standing out in the yard like, what is this, Lord? Please tell me what this is. And now I know this was the kickoff to this great awakening, and it's the Battle of Armageddon, which that started September 23rd, 2017. If you aren't familiar with this, you guys, go to my website, freedomforce.live, Live, and you just scroll down on the first page and you will see this sign that happened September 23rd, 2017, has never happened after that or before that ever. And it's exactly what is delineated in Revelation 12. I'm not going to go into detail, but I thought that was super cool. We're in kind of birth pangs to get this kingdom born. It talks about that in the word. And at the end of our talk, I want to show you what happened after that. They first put this out, and then they put something out like a couple of days later, very similar. And it's really cool also. But I always want you to remember, this is so exciting that we've prayed for all of our lives, your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. I mean, what an amazing prayer that is. They put that on there because we're going to have Gesara. We're going to have beautiful days of health and wealth and peace. That's just all there is to it. So it's just everyone just stay buckled, and we're going to watch out for what's going to happen every day. There's so much disclosure in 2024. All right. So then if you want to see the book, it's $2.99 on Amazon right there. And you can actually email it to someone right here. You can buy for others. So because a lot of people, especially people who've been in church, are flipping out. They're like hiding under the bed, and they've gotten scared to pieces watching some of these movies about end times. And so you can help them to not be afraid. And you can actually listen to it on my channel. The audiobook is right here. All right. So this is what happened last night, what Nick is talking about on this tunnel that is right next to a Chabad, or basically a synagogue, where they meet. And I want you to see just a little clip of this. So basically, there's a tunnel right behind here where it's a little bit loud, but right here, right over here, there's this, and they started going crazy. Look at them. They're picking up, throwing them down their deals because their friends are getting arrested who were in this tunnel. They hauled out like 10 people. What are they doing in this tunnel?
Do you think that these people were checking it out? Do you think they were in on it and they were arrested? What do you think's going on?
I read something about that. It was like, it's been there for just like the past 6 months, and they were coming in to fill it in with cement, and they didn't want them to do that. So it's very strange situation. The very little information has come out about it, but like, this is one of the things. This guy is coming up out of the tunnel. It's like they've already had all their getaways ready to go. So if they ever got caught, they could scurry like rodents to get out. I mean, who does this? Who goes in these tunnels and has these places? I mean, clearly this has been cut and prepared and for a long time. Check it out. Just the right size for this guy to crawl out of. What is that?
Mm.
So he hits the guy, the camera, so he won't have his face shown on this camera. I mean, that is outrageous. Why in the world would anybody be crawling in tunnels underground unless they're trying to do something
I wonder what
criminal?
we're going to find out from these tunnels, what they've been really doing under there.
Right. Hey, well, just stay tuned. But this thing hit the news big time last night. So yeah, and then so I was sharing several of these things. I think I had something else that I could share. Hang on, where was it? Oh, you know what? I think it was what was his name? I think I put it on my Telegram. I mean, on my Twitter. Let me see if I can find it, where he was going into the detail about what was going on this. That's not it. Hang on, let me see if I can find this real super quick. Okay. Um, it's not there. That's not there. Anyway, yeah, that's the one. Okay, here it is. Dom Luker. Let's read it. I'll read this little portion to you guys. At least 10 Jewish people have been arrested in connection with a bizarre secret underground tunnel brawl at the Chabad headquarters in Crown Heights, New York. This was after Bokarum, I don't know what that is, ripped wooden panels to prevent a cement truck from sealing off the recently discovered tunnels. We've always heard there's tunnels underground.
Mm.
And, they were trying to cement these and seal this off. And so the tunnels were allegedly illegally dug around 6 months ago in an attempt to expand the iconic synagogue. They say expand. Well, I guess they're using that term a little bit loosely. They're using this for nefarious activities. This case is still being investigated. I'll provide more details as they come. So Dom Luker is really good to follow at DOM_LUCRE. Definitely check into that. And mine is Melissa Redpill over on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Looks really, really bad for this to go on. Something very, very, seems very evil. And again, when it's one thing if they said, oh, there was a tunnel, why would they fight to prevent this from being sealed? First of all, that doesn't make sense. And why would they have all these other ways to scurry? Imagine this tunnel underground and you've got 100 different ways to get out and scurry away. It's and I didn't show you, this is really creepy. Let me see if I can find this portion. It showed how they're pulling out mattresses out of this thing. Let me see if I can find that. And it's like soiled, like what's been going on that mattress. It looks really scary. I don't think it's on that video.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm hurting your eyes. But anyway, they were trying to cover. Oh, it's probably on the longer one. It's actually on my website. Go to on my Telegram. If you want to go to freedomforce.live and you go to the social media guys right here, it's right there on my social media, the Telegram. I have a 20-minute video where they're showing them covering it up and pulling out these mattresses out of there. If I have time, maybe I can find it real quick. See if I can find it for you guys, because this is what we've been waiting for. When you've told your friends and family, oh, they've got tunnels underground, they think you're, have lost your mind. And so this is clear evidence something very nefarious has been going on.
I wonder what is going on in those tunnels. And are the police who are investigating this, are they the good guys? Are they the bad guys? What do you think?
Isn't that weird? Because you've got this situation where that there's a lot of people at the top who are covering up, but not everybody knows and not everybody's in on it. So somehow or another, there were enough good guys in there who said, we've got to, whether it's with the city works or whatever, who were saying, no, we've got to cover this thing up. And then it wasn't stopped. And they always figure that they're going to protect them and stop this from being stop them from having their tunnels cemented over. I got something else to show you. one of the main things we got to talk about is Epstein with this Mossad deal, and that is hot, extremely hot news. But this is who our enemy is, and this connects with basically these people. They're all connected with doing this evil. Anyway, I'm not being able to find this quickly for you guys, so I'll have to send it to you, and maybe you can share it on your social media with your people. All
Mm.
right, so let's keep going though. But that was crazy, and so this is, like I said, connecting the. There are some good people in Israel, but there are a lot that are doing this evil, and a lot who are part of the IDF. And of course, they do not want this to come out. So you guys just be careful when you share this information. Whenever I type, this big word that starts with an M, I put like 1,000 O's and a bunch of A's to try to so it won't, they won't be able to search it and catch it in the algorithm. But that is our enemy right there. And it's basically the CIA of the Israeli cabal. And so look at this. Jeffrey Epstein, back in 2008, was prosecuted for prostitution and getting all these young people. And so he was prosecuted. Look at this. The former prime minister of Israel, the 35-year chief of the Mossad, met with him. Ehud Barak met with Jeffrey Epstein. That isn't normal for him to meet, for someone like that to meet with just a typical criminal. And also the head of the CIA, William Burns, met with him.
Right.
This is not your typical thing to happen. He's clearly highly connected to this group. And that's what I'm trying to help to everyone connect, is that Jeffrey Epstein is Mossad. And the basically that's who we're fighting in Israel, who's attacking the people of Gaza. I think we talked about that on our last time together. And most patriots, I say most, I don't know, a portion of the patriots don't understand that. And it's really important that we help people understand the people we're fighting are the ones who are murdering Gazans.
So do you think that Jeffrey Epstein is in the center of all of this?
It certainly appears, because he had all this evidence. Bill Gates, on all these people at the top, and he's there, the one who runs all this. He said in an interview with Bannon, he didn't even know how many houses he had. I mean, what does that tell you? I mean, he's clearly in with the ones at the top. You see it right here from the Mossad chief and the CIA chief. He's like right up there with the top criminals. And in my opinion, and Megyn Kelly said this, that we'll be hearing from him soon. I don't believe he's dead. I think that person that they took out of there was a fake. That's, who knows? But I think it was a fake. And because this is the way it works when you're in this criminal organization, you get a get out of jail free card, and they will protect you. And everybody in there in this whole criminal operation knows, as long as we do the crimes, we'll be protected. So I think maybe Bill Gates thinks he had him killed because Epstein had something on him, but we'll see.
So do you think Jeffrey Epstein do you think they killed him? Do you think he's still alive?
I think that was a fake person. That I think there was a lookalike, especially because his brother came out on an interview with Tucker saying that, he did not hang himself like with those sheets, like they said, because the blood would pool, and it did not show that it was like what you would see with that type of hanging. This was more like a what do you call it when the the mob gets you with a like a piano wire and does your neck and it pulls it out like that. I think it was a lookalike, very similar to JFK. And so, not that of course JFK did die, but I'm just saying they have the big cover up in the JFK situation was that they didn't want anyone to realize that his head had been blown off. I mean, and by the way, President Trump just put out a video I just put it on my last video. If you guys aren't familiar with my last video, you can go over here to freedomforce.live and go to the video channels on my Rumble and my BitChute. You'll see my most recent video. I talked about, I showed President Trump's video where he's basically throwing down at this cabal. And one of the screenshots on this video is about the shooting JFK, that he knows. Another dot to connect, and I want to talk about this maybe on our next video, is that that's the same thing they did with Watergate. Nixon knew what they did to JFK. He knew the CIA was dirty. He knew they were connected to the Mossad. He knew all this, and they had to get rid of him. They did that with JFK. They did it with Nixon. And President Trump is saying, I know this too. And it makes you scared. You're like, are they going to try to kill him? Well, they already have, like 7 times or more, but they can't. And this goes back to what I always say is something different is going on. This is biblical, and they're not able to kill him.
Yeah.
They're physically not able to. That's a miracle of God, because he knows everything and he's exposing everything, and they clearly hate him. Right.
Mhm.
All right. So the next thing I wanted you to see is Ghislaine Maxwell refused to comply with discovery requests seeking information on her connection with the Clinton Foundation. So why wouldn't she? What connection does she have with the Clinton Foundation? Why doesn't she want to tell anything about that? Why is she saying, I'm not giving any discovery information? I'm not answering these questions. You know, for those of you who aren't familiar with discovery, is an attorney, when you're sued, when you're going, you know, before the law, they present you with all these questions, and you're required to answer these questions. Just, you know, all this discovery admissions and all these documents, and you've got to present this and give over this information. She refused to do
This
that.
is it. If you're guilty, I mean, if you're completely clean, there's no need to refuse.
True.
Ask me whatever you want. So,
Exactly.
you know, refuse to comply is an answer in itself. Is guilty.
It sure is. And it's about the Clinton Foundation. She would answer other questions, but she wouldn't answer about the Clinton Foundation. So what is that about? And so they were saying that here, Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton have both been mentioned thus far in these Epstein documents. And there have been many theories that point to the Clinton Foundation in Haiti as a source of the children being exploited on Epstein's Island. There's the dots.
Where Trump obviously has mentioned in that dinner where he did the dinner, you know, he took many of them, you know, from Haiti.
Yep.
Hillary isn't laughing too much this evening, you know.
Exactly.
That dinner was good.
Yes. He's known for a long time, and he threw down hard then, and he's still throwing down hard. But yeah, so that connects those dots with what happened in Haiti and how that's how they exploited these children. So yeah, those are some big dots that are being connected. But again, going back to their Mossad, and Mossad is, they love death. They're killing all these people in Gaza. So let's all, you know, get this out there. And they're pushing back on that. They're saying, oh, you're pro Hamas or whatever. This is a false flag. For those of you guys who are not familiar, I've got so many videos on it. In 2012, The Economist magazine said that it had a picture of Hamas and the Zionist Israel on paragliders, of all things, and shooting from paragliders in 2012 on the cover of the magazine. We talked about this, a month ago or something. And this is a false flag. They're using it to blame Hamas so they can go in and kill these Gazans. It's for regular people, it just doesn't make any sense, as much as any more than these tunnels don't make any sense. All right. So the other thing is, this is something that Benny had on the other day. I don't know this guy, but the Benny show. And they're talking about way back from the Obama administration. They made this rule where these people can, they call it collateral something. Let me play it for you and we'll talk about it.
Down the system, it's best not to prosecute. And so you can bet that memo is actually what prevents the DOJ in a lot of ways, saying, well, it's actually best that we sweep this under the rug. We'll give immunity agreements. You see this like when Hillary Clinton's emails come out and All of her staff have to testify against her. They give them immunity agreements, and everybody gets hit with an immunity agreement. And so the DOJ and the FBI, they find out what's going on. They gain the control and the leverage over people, but then they never prosecute. And so that memo needs to be thrown out so that we can really bring down the system in a lot of ways, the corrupt, rotten, decaying system.
I've heard of this. It's up on the screen right now. I've heard of this. I need to go in harder on this memo. You're exactly right. Like what? So this was written during the Clinton era by Eric Holder. Remarkable. And then this, of course, applies to the Bidens. This, of course, applies to so the elites can do whatever they want. This literally is the protection of the elites, and they go after Donald Trump for literally not recycling his soda pop can as a can of Diet Coke because he's not one of them. He didn't engage in these immoral practices. He wasn't part of the club. He's the only guy who put Jeffrey Epstein in prison, right? He helped.
So that's how they've been playing it all the time. And they all know if they join in league, they won't be prosecuted. And so they're saying it would be so dangerous if we did this because this would bring down this cabal house of cards. And so we've got to protect at all costs. We have to protect our system of how we've been running things. This is why it's taken so long, everybody, because they're everywhere. Their minions are everywhere. And that's why it's taking so long to get this done. I actually did find this file. I wanted to show you guys this one where they were doing the mattresses, and that's it. That's where they're trying to cover up what's being on the video, I guess, or I don't know. For some reason, they're trying to cover this up. I'm going to mute it just a second so you can kind of see. And these are the ones going out. They're covering it, and they brought out this mattress. It's soiled mattress. It just scares you to pieces. Like what has been going on? It's something very evil has been going on in there. And then, so that's the tunnel right there, wide open. They just could easily slither back there. Mm-hmm. And then I think on this one, it's also got where it's all these people are being brought out. No, maybe not on this one. Anyway, so yeah, they're brought out. All right. So I wanted you guys to see that. That's actually on post. If you just search the word tunnel on my social media, you'll find all the videos about that too. So you can watch them all in more detail. All right. So the next thing is Tucker just came out saying this video is not getting enough views. So let's all go and watch it. It's J6, a true timeline. And this guy goes in timestamp minute by minute by minute, exactly what happened on that day, both at the ellipse down where President Trump was speaking, as well as in all the west side and the east side, all around the Capitol, as well as what's going on inside the Capitol. And also it shows step by step what Ray Epps was doing. I haven't quite watched the whole thing, but I really encourage you guys to watch it. It's on open.inc/collections/J6. Okay. So everybody watch it and share this thing. Tucker was just saying we really need everyone to understand this because all they've heard is what's been poured out on the media. But this gives the facts, and it's the most videotaped event in all of history. So, and we don't have all the videotapes, but we have enough. All right. So then the other thing, okay, back to Epstein. I'm kind of jumping around a little bit. But yeah, so supposedly, I haven't seen them and I don't want to see them, but there's a round of Epstein documents that are going to be released. And they are allegedly sex tapes of Bill Clinton, which clearly identify his face.
Interesting. Well, this is something that people need to see because people need evidence as well.
Right. True. But I'm saying it's disgusting. But Absolutely. Anyway, I don't know, what of that is actually being shown. But yeah, this is gigantic. We've been talking about this for years. So, for us, this is kind of old news. But for this to hit the mainstream is gigantic. Mm-hmm. So it's like the pedal is down to the floor. Very exciting. Okay. So this is something I want you guys to see about, I'm sorry, I'm jumping around a little bit more, but this was on January 6th. This is part of that video. I was just showing you the January 6th one. And I think this is the clip where Epps is getting away because he had been orchestrating. He even sent a text to his friend saying, or nephew or whatever, that he had orchestrated January 6th. And so on this video, I was just showing you the January 6th true timeline. This guy is showing you where Epps is at the day before and every step along the way. And here is when they shoot off some whatever they call it. I think they're going to say it. Let me just play it.
Ashley Babbitt is shot by Capitol Police Officer Byrd. A series of smoke and signal flares are activated at various locations around the Capitol.
There's some kind of a flare in the sky there.
As the smoke clears, we again spot Ray Epps leaving the area and flanked by several individuals before leaving the Capitol.
So how about that? He's got all these people who are helping him to get out of there, in my opinion, is what it looks like. And was that signal flare a signal to get out of there? Say, we've done everything we're supposed to do, and let's go ahead and get out of there. So all these other people are the ones who catch all the heat, and Epps gets away scot-free.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But, we've had all these videos out that everybody has shared Ray Epps, and kudos to all the patriots who share all this information. Just that we all have to just fight like crazy to get all this information out there. And because of that, Ray Epps was exposed and he's being, quote, prosecuted. But guess what? He didn't have to go to court. He just phoned it in. And so, they're saying he's going to get 6 months. Does anybody think he's going to spend 1 minute in jail? He'll just go right out the back door. So yeah, this is exactly the way they do it. They get out of jail free card. But that's what happened. That's kind of a sample of what you see on that video I was just showing you on the January 6th. Okay, I think we're almost done. Okay, here's where he talked about I also orchestrated it. He says, I just meant that I got, you have to understand our relationship between an uncle and a nephew. We hunt together. We have fun. And he was just, shooting off at the mouth that how I orchestrated it. And he says, what I meant by orchestrate as I help people get there. At that point, I didn't know they were going to break into the Capitol. I mean, he's trying to cover his tracks. But when this video shows you step by step by step exactly what he did, it's clear. It's very clear. Yeah, kangaroo court. He breaks the law, but his sentencing hearing is changed to a secretive Zoom hearing. Like, we know nobody would get that type of treatment unless they're part of the cabal. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. All right. So all of a sudden I can't hear now. It was too loud before. Now it's not too loud enough. All right. So then what else do I have? Oh, okay. So share, take a screenshot of this, you guys. Please share or make your own, something like this, so people understand. I think that we can't use the word Israel because people don't understand. And they've been brainwashed into thinking they have to support Israel no matter what. Just support Israel. No, just forget thinking about anything. Just support them. But when you say Mossad, I think people understand that's a criminal network like the CIA. I think people have awakened to that. And so when you say Mossad, it just dawned on me this morning. I'm like, stop saying, using the word Israel. Use the word Mossad is killing the Gazans, and people will get it. Okay, you guys, did you get a screenshot? Take a screenshot and let's share this to help people understand. And this is the problem. On the comment sections, you probably see a bunch of people who are pushing back. If you say this, they'll push back on, oh, you're pro-Hamas or whatever. They will do that because they don't want, and they know we are so close to realizing who our enemy is. And so just keep pushing. All right. So then this is this girl who's disappeared. I think she's the same one who removed these laptops from Epstein's home. But she's been a sex slave since she was 15. So this girl right here. So anyway, I don't have it. I'm going to look up more information about her, but somehow or another, the laptops and all that, they went missing before the FBI descended. Of course they did. Right. This is how it rolls. Okay. One quick thing I'm going to read to you guys. This is from Psalm 18. Go and look on BibleGateway.com and read this Psalm. It will really, really encourage you. I want to read the whole thing, but our time is going to be too short for that. But Look at this. You rescue the humble, but you humiliate the proud. You light a lamp for me. The Lord my God lights up my darkness. In your strength, I can crush an army. With my God, I can scale any wall. That's what we're doing, you guys. Every day that you are out here fighting, like what you're doing, Nicholas. Even if you have a channel that only has 5 people, everybody working together, we are able to scale this wall. Look at, it says a little lower here. It says, he trains. I love this one. He trains my hands for battle. He strengthens my arm to draw a bronze bow. I think of our hands for battle is just on your cell phone, that you are doing battle with your cell phone. And God has trained us how to shoot these arrows, quote, these truth bullets everywhere, so we can help everyone to wake up and expose these criminals. You've given me your shield of victory. Your right hand supports me. Your help has made me great. You've made a wide path for my feet to keep them from slipping. I chased my enemies and I caught them. I didn't stop until they were conquered. I struck them down so they could not get up. They fell beneath my feet. You have armed me with strength for battle. You have subdued my enemies under my feet. You placed my foot on their necks. I have destroyed all who hated me. They called for help, but no one came to their rescue. They even cried to the Lord, but he refused to answer. I ground them as fine as dust in the wind. I swept them into the gutter like dirt. You gave me victory over my accusers. You appointed me ruler over nations. People I don't even know now serve me. As soon as they hear of me, they submit. Foreign nations cringe before me. They all lose their courage and come trembling from their strongholds. The Lord lives. Praise to my rock. May the God of my salvation be exalted. Isn't that awesome? I could read
Brilliant.
all of this. I can read every psalm because it's really talking about what we're doing in this day to destroy these evildoers. Isn't that beautiful?
Very good. I mean, there's just so much going on and so much coming out, you know?
Yeah. And the thing that really makes it unstoppable is when each of us shares it.
Absolutely.
Everybody, you're like, what can I do? I'm just one person, but all of us together. That's what's so great is humanity all working together. And you just to share this information, share those videos, share the link. And this is the other portion of the debt clock I was going to show you.
Uh-huh.
A couple of days later, they posted this on the debt clock. And so it's that same, this little guy on the right is standing on that clock I was showing you at the beginning, this one. And it's actually a clock. He's standing on it, and they're showing that it's a clock. So he's standing on it. And if you scroll a little closer in, you can see there's the sign of the Son of Man. It's also called the woman in labor in the Old Testament 18 times. And it says that when they see that sign, they'll be in great panic because they know we've awakened.
So these are the White Hats giving us signs on the national debt clock, because it's the patriots that are looking on this site.
Yes. 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 There was another really good one today. Every day. It's really cool. And what you do is to go on there, you have to click the little secret code on the top right. There's a little button you push and you'll see it. But so this one right here, we're talking about the sign of the Son of Man. They were like, they did this for you, Melly. I'm like, I know, because I've been fighting to help everyone see that this alarm clock basically went off in the heavens. So this one actually is from this book. I have the 3 different books. The one right here called Major Clues from Minor Prophets. That one I go into every time it talks about the woman in labor, this beautiful sign in the heavens, Major Clues from Minor Prophets. They all told us. They all, whether they knew or they're just under the inspiration of God's Spirit, they put this down in God's word, that talking about a woman in labor. I'm like, didn't I just read that before? And it turned out 18 times they were telling us about this day. And so they're saying, yes, you're right. This is the sign that this is happening now. This is not like in 100 years. We are fighting Armageddon and we're almost done with it. Almost. And when all this truth is coming out that we just talked about, these tunnels and Epstein and all this stuff and the Clinton Foundation, we are at the head of the beast. All right. So this is the old kingdom. This little guy on the left. You see the pyramid at the top where they're trying to always get us, put the crown on not the crown, but the top, the capstone onto the pyramid basically means that they'll completely have us locked down where we don't have any power at all. And we've been under debt serfdom for all these years. And so he doesn't have any shoes on, poor thing. And he's just using this paper money, which is garbage. And so he's holding the Omer that I talk about all the time. If you're not familiar with the Omer, this is a sign of blessing, and it's the Jubilee bundle. When you count to the 50th bundle, then they pronounce Jubilee, which is debt forgiveness for everyone. So he's been, isn't that interesting that he's holding that Omer, which is short for America.
That's amazing. Absolutely.
And so but it also shows a poppy. Mandy Anand showed me this is a poppy seed right here, a poppy blossom. That's the other way that they've controlled us, is one with the fake money and one with drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what the old kingdom is about. And they've got us, like, you can see the little guy's got a little chain on his leg. But then on the new kingdom, I don't know, this is another kind of money. It's not paper money. It's real money. And he also has a constitution that he's standing there holding. And instead of a pyramid, we have Christ. This is a picture.
And you
of
can
Christ.
also see on his forehead with a third eye.
Yes, I forgot about that. Yes, exactly. And that's how we are understanding. In the past, they would say something, we would just believe it. And now, by the Spirit of God, we're awake and we're understanding. We're seeing through all their lies. They can't even believe it. It says in the Bible, it says that they'll be in great panic. They'll say that they found strength in the Lord their God. What that means is God's given us the understanding. You don't understand something, you guys, just because you're maybe smarter than somebody else. No, it's because of God's Spirit. And he chose you for this. This is what I always want everyone to remember, is that you were chosen for this day. It's very, very exciting. All right. Is there anything else? I think that's it.
Wow.
I think that's
well, there's a lot coming out. I think it's, like David Mahoney said as well when I interviewed him, he said a lot is happening this week. We're very excited to see what else is going to be happening. Just like the deep state are going to try and pull a few things to try to win the elections. I think at the same time, the white hats are going to expose as much as they can to wake up the people, because we want the right people to win the election honestly as well, like they do. And so we can have victory and free humanity. But it's very, very interesting. Melissa, thank you so much. Is there anything else that you'd like to say to the viewers before we finish?
You just reminded me of something. President Trump says we can't wait 11 months. He said that the other day. It's on my most recent video. Go check it out. But I don't know what that means, but it's what he said. But let's pray before we go.
Let's go.
Thank you, Lord. We are counting on you by your Spirit to help us piece all this together. And just like my beautiful, wonderful friend pointed out, this is this eye that you've given us the power to understand, and just guide us into all truth, Lord. Help us to see and help us to know what to share and how to share it to wake other people up. And we give you thanks and praise that we don't have to be these debt servants and slaves anymore, that we're going to enter into these amazing days of peace and health and wealth. And we just thank you that you've called us to be a part of what you're doing on the earth in this day. We praise you that you are the King of the world, and we love you. And we pray all this in your great name, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Well, thank you very much, Melissa. And we'll speak again very soon, as we do. And you take care and God bless you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, guys.